Good morning.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where people watch us. My name is Dynamitri. I'm here with John. We're doing fourth day of the. Oh my God, it's already fourth day. Yeah, we're on Thursday
Day
already.
4, yeah.
Day 4, yeah. 14-day challenge on how to not be a how not to be a disposable artist. Yeah, we've
Yes.
done some really good stuff over the past 3 days. We've done how to write. We've covered how to write super songs. We've covered the SAS. We've covered the red and blue oceans and sort of how to stand out and how to be unique. This was
Right.
yesterday's topic.
Yeah.
A lot of really good stuff for anyone who either is an artist themselves or who works with artists in the music industry. And today we're talking about subscriptions and how to work with subscription models in the music industry. Should be, should be. I know it will be a very interesting session. And if anyone has any questions, there is a box below the video in the Facebook group, and feel free just to drop the questions there, and we'll try to answer them during today's session. If we can't, for whatever reason, we will answer after the session.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, you will still get your answers. So that's a great thing.
Yeah. We'll try to answer real time, but if not, we'll answer
Okay.
later on during the day. So good morning, Dynamitri. How's it going?
I don't really have any cup to salute you with, but
All right.
yeah, it's great. It's great. Thank you. Yeah, over in Mexico, it's great.
Good. So let me just say welcome to our new members who have joined over the last couple of days. Fantastic to have you here.
Hi.
Welcome to the community.
Welcome.
So this is the context around this session, Dynamitri, how to think about subscriptions and create experiences that fans love to pay for is one of the most interesting things we've been working on over the past 3 years. And I think the big picture is like we're living in the future. The technology that exists today and just over the last year or so, it's like you literally couldn't piece this together, 4 or 5 years ago. So we're really fortunate to be, living in a time where this stuff is I don't want to say it's easy, but it's figure outable, as they say. So why I love this is that it really solves a problem for artists that we're going to talk about here today, and how it adds value. The idea of subscription models is it connects two ends. It connects the artist to their top super fans that really want to experience them beyond what has been previously available. And the struggle most artists face, maybe they have a single product, a t-shirt or music or a bundle or whatever it may be. After fans purchase that single product, I call it the single product problem. It's like, then there's what else they buy. There's not a trail of crumbs for them to upgrade to. You're not giving them small, medium, large like McDonald's gives you. You're just giving them a single product. And it's like, okay, here it is, and buy it and then see you later. So we want to give them, the stair step product options. So the goals for this module and what I want you to achieve is really get clear and have some handlebars from our takeaways, what we've learned over hundreds of launches and artists who are making money month over month with reoccurring subscriptions. So that's kind of the context for this session. So does that make sense where we're going?
Oh yeah. All
right. So let me share my screen here. Can you see this, Dynamitri?
Yes, I can see the presentation.
Okay.
The deck. Yeah.
Cool. So the artist subscription model, staging experiences fans love to pay for. A big part of this is really owning this idea that the only people in the world who can change things are those who can sell ideas. And artists and entrepreneurs and creatives, traditionally we've sold ideas through music only. Like our music does the talking for us. So now we're, branching out into music as part of it, but the experience is kind of a broader term for it. So we want to really fall in love with the idea that we're bringing ideas to our audience. We're selling ideas. And it's not a bad thing. It's like you're actually helping them. You're giving them stories and experiences that they can step into and be part of. And what artists often miss is that their fans and their friends and their followers don't have that gift that they have. So you're actually doing them a favor by inviting them into your world and helping them tell their own story through your music and your experiences and your products. So you're actually helping them, and they can't do the thing you can do, at the end of the day. So it's kind of a beautiful thing. So a couple things we're gonna step through today. Why subscriptions, how subscriptions work, what to watch out for, and why fans love them. Those are the 4 buckets here. So let's go into why subscriptions. There's really two pieces to this, and it's really super simple. It gives fans a VIP treatment. They feel close, they feel connected. They feel they can see you, they can touch you, whether it's face-to-face in person or online. Whatever your product bundle looks like, you're giving them a VIP thing. And the second thing is that it's monthly revenue for artists, automatic payments month over month. So not brain surgery. It's connecting and creating a tethering to your fans that's both financial and experiential. So how subscriptions work. So we tested this, started testing this 3-4 years ago. And this was, as Netflix was doing well, Disney was about to happen. Everything was going to subscriptions, right? So we thought, well, just for shits and giggles, let's try this and see if it works in the music space. And we ran a test over a 6-month period, and I don't want to say we were surprised, but we were surprised. We were kind of blown away in, how many people signed up to pay $29, $39, $49, $69, whatever the price tier was. They're like, yeah, I'm in. I'm good for $69 a month for this artist. So it kind of surprised us, and now we're doing this, with our artists and other artists, and it's a really neat thing. So something that we need to kind of get into our bones is this idea is that artists sell experiences. Full stop, 100%. Stop the presses. Artists sell experiences. Some of that is music. Some of that is story. Some of that is just bringing audience into your universe. But we're creating experiences that fans want to be part of. So let's talk about productization for a minute. And we could probably do a whole episode on this, but let's just kind of step through. Traditionally you had single products, the t-shirt, a widget, whatever it was. But let's look at some different variations of this. So digital products are a great option. Physical products, wearables, in-person experiences, bundles where you can stack your pricing. We're seeing bundles.
I think it really it's been the talk of town over the past year or so. I'm not sure how it is over in the States, but pretty much every single music industry event that I went to in London since January last year mentioned NFTs. You know, and it's a really, really huge thing, you know, and NFTs can be, you know, it can be a digital, it can be anything, it can be, you know, it can be a just image of an artist, right, you know, or a drawing, you know, that an artist sells, and and whoever buys it gets the ownership. But it can also be a way to sort of provide experiences, and somebody buys an NFT, and then they get updated with like exclusive track, you know, once a month, for example, or, you know, they get priority VIP access to something at, you know, whenever the artist comes to town, and
the
so
golden
on and so
ticket.
So yeah,
they get everything. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said to kick us off, we're living in the future. So it's like the only thing that limits us is our imagination to create and bundle these experiences. Yeah, you're exactly right, Dynamitri. Exclusives, limited editions, VIP face-to-faces. Those are some of the, you know, obvious examples that we see in our space. And what historically has happened is, you know, you had a product, you had thing one or thing two, right? Thing three. And when you sold that thing, you had to keep selling that one thing, right? You were on a hamster wheel of sell. And what's really great about subscriptions is that it takes you off the hamster wheel of selling. It kind of gives them options. They can buy the single product, or they can upgrade to, you know, good, better, and best option, the golden ticket, like we talked about. So let's look at the subscription model here. An example of this. So the 15th of every month, the fan pays $19 to the artist, or they could pay $29 to the artist, or they could pay $49. You know, you see the pattern here. You can price this out however aggressively you think makes sense for your audience. You don't want to overprice it, you don't want to underprice it, but you want to kind of create that thing that find the price that feels right. So this is cool because instead of just selling that $19 widget, now over the course of the year, you've created a product that drives $228 or $348. So it's a very different price point. It's really helps the artist in thinking about their budgeting, which, you know, if you're only selling single products, it's like $19 and then you're done. Well, that doesn't really help the artists going forward. It helps them maybe a little bit, but this every year you can count on X amount of money. You can project out your earnings accordingly.
I mean, you know, even going below the $19 price tag, if you imagine that you
it could be $4.
I mean,
whatever it is,
$10, and you get 1,000 people to pay you $10. Right. It's like 10 grand. You get, you know, every month. You know, which is crazy. It's 100K, over 120K. You get, you know, every year, which is a lot of money. I mean, it can easily pay for your rent, you know, in a lot of places for the whole year. And then some. So.
And psychologically, this is really beneficial to the artist because they're not going, okay, I have to be on the road, or I have to be doing this, or, you know, they're thinking about, how do I cover my nut? Right. So this way you're able to think, okay, I've got $8 grand a month coming in from subscriptions. I can budget out accordingly. I can breathe deep. Okay. Or maybe I can invest in a new piece of technology or bringing on a new team member. There's a real, you know, kind of rest that happens within the artist that is really helpful. Instead of burning out the artist, which historically has been the model for record labels, is just strippers and steaks and burn them out and they're done, you know. This is really builds healthier artists and longer careers. All right, so let's talk about bundling here. And when we use the word thing, we're talking about a product, right? So let's say the small product is a monthly thing, and maybe they get something annually at the holidays, and maybe they get a quarterly thing 4 times a year. And that goes in, that gets you to your price. And the thing you want to remember is that a confused mind never buys. So you really want to get clarity to where the fan can see this and go, okay, yeah, I get these 3 things. I get this 1 thing a year. I get 4 of these a year, and I get this monthly. That's worth $29 a month. I'm in, sign me up. And graduating from that, if they upgrade to the next tier, they maybe get a very limited thing added on and maybe a streaming thing added on. So, okay, yeah, I'll do that for $39 a month. And then maybe they get a VIP thing. The top tier gets a VIP thing, and maybe they get a face-to-face thing. So they look at all this and they go, wow, I get these, 7 or 8 things for $49, $59 a month. I'm down. Let's do that. Always remember, a confused mind never buys. So you always want to get clarity, consistency, and cohesion in your messaging and your marketing that speaks clearly to what you're offering. So the 15th of every month, you're making money. And at the end of the year, that's 60 times more than just selling a single product. So it's a beautiful thing. And we're seeing our artists and the artists we work with, we're taking all our artists there to this model. You can always buy a single product like you used to 5 years ago, and that's great. We sell that every day. But for those top of the pyramid fans that are like, I want to touch the artist more than just buying a mug or buying a t-shirt. I want to buy everything. It's surprising how many people want everything.
I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but will you be also covering the platforms, the best platforms to use? Because I think it would be really worth talking about those, of even if just only briefly, but
yeah, I mean, there's a handful of platforms in the past that have been super common. Patreon's common, GoFundMe. There's Indiegogo. There's those types of platforms, but we just build it ourselves. Instead of paying Indiegogo, 20%. I mean, this isn't brain surgery. It's like, again, the tools are there. We have it already built for our company and our artists. So it's like, I'd rather that 20% go to the artists rather than, Indiegogo. But yeah, I mean, we could definitely do a whole episode on just talking about platforms, for sure. So let's think about the end customer here. It's like our job as artists and entrepreneurs and managers is to build things that fans want, right? We're not here to just make ourselves look smarter and to pat ourselves on the back. We want fans to want to buy them, right? So why fans love these things, why people buy. It used to be just for the product. Yeah, I want the thing, I want the recording, or I want the t-shirt. But now it's like we're going a little deeper, and fans want access. They want to be around the artists they care about most. Their personal experiences, getting to meet the person, is important and something people pay for. They want to be part of their story. And most importantly, what we're seeing is like, people want to be part of the adventure. Like if the artist is out there doing it, whether they're headliner, Hall of Fame level artists, or regional artists, people want to help. Like, and if it's $500 a year for them, it's like, yeah, I want to be part of that adventure. I can't get my hands dirty, but I can give you my credit card. You know what I mean? Those type of people, and they're kind of living vicariously through you. So, in a real sense, it's a lot like Luke Skywalker leaving home and going on this great space adventure. You know, the artist is Luke Skywalker, and people want to help. People want to be part of that and see him win or her win. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just a reminder, if anyone has any questions, drop them down in the box below. We're gonna answer them for you.
Yeah. And I would say too is if you're listening to this and if at any point you're like, hey, this actually makes a ton of sense, I'd love to talk about how this applies to our business, you know, feel free to reach out. There should be a connect point below. So a couple of things you want to watch out for that, you know, having done this hundreds of times, you know, you can get your ass in a sling easily. And by over promising, you know, the first 3 times we did this, you know, we really kind of promised the farm and said, you know, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you this. And it really was like, we underpriced the subscription. So you want a couple of things you want to watch out for. The first thing, top of our list, is overcommitting the artist. We really think about the artist's time as a valuable thing. If we're promising every 2 weeks, the artist is going to be connecting with the group in some way, that's probably going to be overcommitting the artist. So we try to dial that back to 6 times a year. Feels about right. You know, 6 times a year, the group connects with the artist, either in a stream or face to face. But again, that, you know, you really have to think about what's right for you and your audience and your fan group. But you want to be really aware of overcommitting the artist. Another thing you want to think about is third party print on demand fees. Whether it's Indiegogo, whether it's Patreon, or whether it's t-shirt manufacturers, you always want to factor in and budget, create a line item for their fees. Sometimes they're not affordable and it's cheaper to do it yourself. Sometimes they are affordable and it's better to just outsource that and let them take their 10%. So you want to be aware of your third party things. Another thing you want to be really aware of is your manufacturing and your manufacturing costs. Maybe you don't want to pay all the upfront fees for the physical product. So again, this kind of ties into third party things. You want to really think through your manufacturing, what you want to have in-house done, manufactured, and stuff you want to just print on demand. Another thing that takes a lot of time is just questions and customer service. If somebody's credit card won't go through, or it got denied, or their quarterly package got smashed up by FedEx, you know, that stuff takes time and you got to resend the product and blah, blah, blah. So you want to kind of be factoring in those components as well. Another thing that's really important as we button up this module, Dynamitri, is fulfillment. Do you want to be picking and packing and shipping things out every month or every quarter? Sometimes you can underestimate the amount of time that takes. You know, when you're taking 150 packages to UPS, you know, it's kind of done. Yeah. Do you want to delegate that off? Yeah. So that's, you know, an important thing to factor in there. And lastly is accounting. You know, when you've got revenue coming in from a dozen different sources, can be and is tricky. You know, so yeah, those are some things that we watch out for, and we really want to, you know, share with the group, you know, some things to be careful of and not overcommit or underestimate the time involved in those things. So that's what I have for us this morning is, you know, just kind of some takeaways that we've learned over the last 3 or 4 years of subscriptions and how to structure them in a way that really is reasonable for the artist, but fans still feel connected to the artist.
some really, really valuable lessons there. You know, I feel, thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
Really, really really helpful for artists. You know, it's obviously, as we mentioned on our previous days, you know, we live in the age of streaming, and music itself is only sort of a foundation of everything, and you can't really rely on music only, because you know, it's not you know, the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, people don't really buy millions of vinyls or CDs or tapes. You know,
Right.
you get paid fraction of a pence or a cent if you're in the States, of, you know, per stream. So it's really, really important to find other ways to monetize your, not only music, but career as an artist. And obviously the subscription model is one of the ways, and I feel it's one of the best ways, because if you get, you know, 1,000 people all over the world, and you know, each of this person pays $5, or £5, which, you know, isn't a lot of money in this,
Right.
you know, is a lot of money in the States, isn't a lot of
People
money
don't miss it.
in Britain. Yeah, you know, it's like, I don't know how much is a Starbucks coffee, you know, in the States. Is it like $5? Yeah, it's $5. So so it's one less coffee, you know, in a month. And you get 1,000 people parting with one coffee per month. And you get $5,000 or £5,000 every month, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, you know, when you sort of tally it all up. So you know, subscription models, 100%, really, really important, and some very, very valuable lessons here today. That I feel will be very helpful to everyone watching and listening.
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm glad it's and I see the comments coming in. So as you have comments, feel free to put them in there. We can obviously go a lot deeper and look at campaigns and case studies, but I just wanted to kind of give us some takeaways of some things we've learned over the past 3 or 4 years of doing this. As you know, artists and entrepreneurs, we're responsible for our product suite. Labels aren't going to do that anymore. You know, it's up for us. The cavalry ain't coming, and it's up to us to really save us. So the subscription model is kind of the center of our business model going forward. And it really, the thing I love about it the most is that the psychological that it gives artists. You know, you're like, there's 70 fans giving $39 a month. You know, it's like artists need that. That's a big win psychologically for artists, you know. So it's a beautiful thing, and that's something that you know, I don't think we can underestimate of how it helps artists psychologically.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that's what we have today, and tomorrow we've got another training at 9 a.m. that I'm really excited about and looking forward to. Me too. All right. So from Nashville, signing off, Dynamitri.
And from Mexico.
Absolutely.
All right, see you tomorrow.
See you soon.
And the world distorts our shape. Funny how you seem to feel better once again you turn away. Don't be afraid to let me wake you up. You never get the things you want to, confound by fear to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me steal your sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life. Inhale, let my words infuse your mind. Ignite a magical flame, but once again you break your gaze. Don't be afraid to let me burn you up. You never get the things you want to, confound by fear to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me mysterious sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life.
I ain't scared of nothing but failure. Listen here, let me tell you, I'm on the red eye from Egypt tonight. We got so much against us, but it still feels right. You so electric, boo, you turn me on like a light. Our body chemistry won't allow us to fight. The adrenaline rush seems to give me wings, and it's not about sex. I love hearing you sing. Those jewels are superficial, baby. You my bling.
You never get the things you want to confine my feet. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Mysterious sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life.
Adrenaline rush seems to give me wings, and it's not about sex. I love hearing you sing. Those jewels are superficial, baby. You my bling. It's the keys to my kingdom, baby. You my queen. I'm on the red eye from Egypt, baby. On my way. No inhibitions, been thinking about my boo all day. And it's not about sex. I love hearing you sing. Those jewels are superficial, baby. You my bling.
Isn't it strange how